What is going on, my broskies? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in today's video, there's been a data download on One Piece Treasure Cruise Global, which has brought along a bunch of different events, basically going to be giving us our next set of events before the treasure map. So I was kind of expecting them to start the preparation already for the next treasure map, but it looks like we're getting a summer themed event right before we get the treasure map Smoothie and Oven, which is what I'm looking forward to. But here we have the Sugo Fest right here, brand new Sugo Fest, starting exactly when the Germa 66 Sugo Fest ends, I think. It's starting on the 6th of August here, and you can see we have a new pudding in the game. This pudding has not been on One Piece Treasure Cruise Global yet, and I don't know if that Rebecca has been on Global yet either, but it brings along all of the summertime characters that are back, which is really cool, because some of them are actually like really good. But I want to go through the new pudding and the Rebecca, because I'm not 100% sure if the Rebecca's actually been out on Global yet, but I want to go through the Sugo Fest itself as well, and also talk about all of the brand new events coming out, because there's a lot to go through. So let's start off with the Sugo Fest. Two variations of Pudding have arrived in her pink and white swimsuit as a special character, plus Rebecca has also arrived as a special character. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this is Rebecca's debut in Global as well. But yeah, it says two variations of Pudding. So we can see Pudding here. Now, it's weird, right? Because Pudding, you see her here, and this is what she looks like. Artwork, very good. But she actually has a different variation that actually arrived on the Japanese version of the game. I believe this has been on JP before, and she was a strength unit. It's the exact same artwork, but all they do is they change the color of the bikini in the artwork, which is like really weird. I don't know why they've done that, and the thing that makes it even more annoying, and why I personally don't like the way they've done this, is because the character have the exact same abilities. They don't change abilities whatsoever. All the things that they change is the artwork, very slightly by changing the color of the swimsuit, and also making her a quick character instead of a strength unit. It's very odd, but I mean, I guess while we're here, let's talk about the character herself. Pudding is actually pretty decent. She has a special ability of 7,000 HP recovery, reduces your attack down by 5 turns, and also resilience by 5 turns, and adjacent orbs will be changed into matching. And she is a cerebral-driven character. Pretty good. Has a sailor ability of resisting cruise paralysis by 1 turn, which again is very good. Her stats at max are pretty average though. Her captain ability again is pretty average. She's a good unit though, like a pretty good support type unit. 5 turns of attack down and resilience reduction is pretty nice, as well as giving you some matching orbs. Like, she's pretty good. And then the other character here is the brand new Rebecca. She is an int striker slasher with a special that reduces all enemies damage threshold by 5 turns. Also boost striker and slasher characters attack by 1.75 for a turn, and if your captain is a striker or a slasher, reduces crew's increased damage taken and recovery down by 3 turns. Okay, the last effect really isn't that good, but 5 turns of damage threshold removal and a type boost is pretty nice, though I don't think it's worth spending gems specifically for these characters, because they're not like make or break characters. They're gonna be like dedicated, you need these characters to clear upcoming content. It's just not the case. So I don't really know why they're bringing these characters out now, but hey, they look pretty cool, let's say that. This Perona is really good though. For those of you who don't know what she does, it's mainly for her captain effect. Why you would want her is because she is a EXP boosting captain, and she is a shooter character, which means you can use Coliseum Kid on the Perona teams, for EXP teams, which is great. I know you can already use a character like the Int Kimono Uroge. You can use him, or you could use the Log Vivi that we got during our 4th anniversary. Those are also EXP captains that can be used with Coliseum Kid, but the fact that this captain is a 2.25 times attack captain, which is much better. Also, her special is very useful as well. Reduces special bind by 2 turns, also resists it by 2 turns with her sailor ability, and she's a driven character, and driven characters that remove special bind are very useful units to have. So this Perona is fantastic to get a hold of. And then Shirahoshi is here as well, and that's something else that I got to talk about in this video. The fact that Shirahoshi is getting her super evolution, and we'll talk about that in a little bit as well. But going back to the Sugo Fest, it says additionally there's going to be a VV, Perona, Koala, Hancock, Baby 5, all these characters are going to be coming back with their swimsuit variants. Now, there are multiple parts to this Sugo Fest. and each part has different rate boosts, of course. So for part 1, if you do 4 multis, you're guaranteed to get the new pudding in the white bikini. If you're on part 2 and you do 4 multis, you're guaranteed to get the pink bikini pudding. It's really odd the way they've done it, and as I said, they're the exact same units, just with very slight artwork changes, and that the pink one is a strength unit, the white one is a quick unit. There you go. Then here we go here. The 5th multi-pull on this Sugo Fest is guaranteed to be Shirahoshi. That is really awesome to see. I believe, wasn't Shirahoshi a legend selection unit? I don't remember exactly, but Shirahoshi, she, as I said, getting a super evolution, and she's guaranteed on this Sugo Fest. If you want to get Shirahoshi, I think it's still a pretty good option to do 5 multis to get Shirahoshi. She is still really good, though nowadays she hasn't seen as much play as I would have thought, but she is still a really good legend, and if you don't have her, it might be worth it to do 5 multi-pulls. But considering the Sugo Fest that we just had with the 2x legend rate, with the Sanji and Judge, I don't think too many people out there have that many gems lying around to do an additional 5 multi-pulls on another brand new Sugo Fest. And then it says, there is more summer Sugo Fest with the 5th 10+1 on part 2, guaranteed to be a limited pull Sugo Fest exclusive female character. So part 1 you get guaranteed Shirahoshi on the 5th, part 2 is a limited pool female Sugo Fest exclusive character. And let's get into the Sugo Fest structure. So August 6th it starts, goes for 3 days for part 1, and then for the next 3 days you've got part 2. So I would think that the Treasure Map Sugo should start on the 12th of August when this Sugo Fest ends, but we'll have to wait and see. Part 1, 30 rainbow gems for the first multi. Second and third, you are guaranteed to get a special character at max level, so that would be one of the swimsuit characters. The 4th pull, as we said, is going to be the white bikini pudding. I was going to say Perona, but it's pudding. The 5th pull, obviously, is going to be Shirahoshi, coming with max level and max special level, which is pretty nice. The 6th and 8th is just a regular legend, and the 10th is a limited pull Sugo Fest exclusive. And then for part 2, very similar, 30 gems for the first multi, special character on the 2nd and 3rd. 4th multi is the pink swimsuit pudding, and the 5th multi is a girl-only Sugo Fest exclusive character. 6th and 8th the legend, and 10th is a limited pool legend. Now, for the limited pool, you've got Whitebeard and Marco, Dog, Storm and Cat Viper, Charlotte, Linlin, Nico, Robin, and V2 Doflamingo. Very interesting pool of legends. And then for the girl only, so this is the 5th multi, part 2, you're guaranteed to get one of these legends. Carrot, Charlotte Linlin, Nami, Nico Robin, or V2 Boa. Now, out of those, Carrot is obviously the best one, Nami's really good, Big Mom's usable, Nico Robin's usable, and Boa Hancock until she gets her Super Evolution, which I'm surprised hasn't arrived yet. You know, she's just whatever. But there we go. That's the full rundown of the Sugo Fest. It seems interesting. If you don't have Shirahoshi, I think this is going to be a good opportunity to get her. I don't think there's going to be too many opportunities in the future to get a guaranteed Shirahoshi, you know. She's a really good legend, you know. But, you know, it's only if you don't have Shirahoshi. Other than that, you really shouldn't be pulling here. There is no reason to be pulling here. Not a double legend rate Sugo Fest. The characters are not required for clearing any content easier. They're just, you know, pictures, man. They're just for the pictures. That's all you're pulling them for. But either way, let's move on to some more stuff. Now, let's actually talk about the Shirahoshi character, right? She's getting her Super Evolution, and she is really freaking cool. So 6+ Shirahoshi requires you to have a Psy Evolution Skull, so that's pretty cool to know. There's no specific island for her. So let's go ahead and start talking about 6+ Shirahoshi. Artwork looks really cool. Some people have mixed opinions about this artwork. Some people really like it, some people not so much. I think it is pretty cool. But let's get to talking about Shirahoshi. Now, unfortunately, she doesn't gain an additional class when she actually super evolves. And, like, just, it's mind-boggling that we're getting 6+ Shirahoshi now, considering we had the Nami and the Boa Sugo Fest, you know, a few weeks ago now, and we still haven't got any information about their Super Evolutions, which I think is really odd. Really, really odd. I feel like that they probably forgot that. But anyways, her Captain ability will heal the crew by 5 times her recovery at the end of the turn, and slightly boost character's attack, meaning her own attack. She gets a very small attack boost, but then everyone else on the crew will get a 2.5 times attack boost, and she will reduce damage taken by 15% when she herself does not attack as the captain. It's pretty mediocre, but you know, the main reason why you would use her as a captain is because of the healing effects, and the amount of healing that she gets is crazy. I believe after limit break and max super evolve, max level and everything with candies, I believe it's like 900 to 1,000 recovery, which is pretty crazy, right? And the amount of recovery you can get off of that from her special and her captain is just mind-boggling. Her special ability still is multi-staged. The first stage will change adjacent slots, including block, into rainbow orbs, which is the same. And then also will reduce recovery down and recovery bind duration by 5 turns and heals the crew by 14 times her recovery. So this is the first character in the game that has a special that directly removes recovery bind, which is the actual debuff where you can't heal anything. And you know, you need the limit break abilities to get rid of that. Now we have SHIRAHOSHI that can actually get rid of it, which is so cool. And then for her stage 2 special, obviously it's a massive upgrade. It'll be a full board rainbow orbs. She heals for 125 times her base recovery. So I believe it's over 100,000 recovery with max limit break, max candies and everything. And then also reduces 15 turns of recovery bind and recovery down. She's really good, man. And I'm really excited for her super evolution. I don't think she's going to be a character I'm going to use too often, but it is nice that we actually have her available now, which is great. But now let's actually move on to some of the events that have been added into the game with this brand new update, because like there's so much going on. There is so much going to be happening up until, you know, over the next couple of days, or over the next couple of weeks. So here we have the Hercules Forest, which is here, and it says that you can actually clear it once per day, and every time you clear it, it looks like you get, this is guaranteed, which is a shaved ice fruit, which is a summertime themed EXP item. So when you feed it to a character, you give them 300,000 EXP, and then there is the bronze poster ones, which give you 30,000 EXP, and then there's obviously a gold one, which is a large one, and they give you 3 million EXP. You also have a chance to get these Hercules beetles, which means that when you sell them, you get a bunch of berries. It says 10 million berries for every single one that you sell. They've actually been available before. I have some in my character box. If I sort by favorite, I actually have some saved up from one of the previous treasure maps, I believe, that gave them out. So yeah, you know, you're able to get them again, which is good, able to get more berries from that. But yeah, it looks like you're able to clear it once per day, and there's actually Chopper Man missions available as well. For every day that you clear it, you actually get rewards as well. And then also, if we scroll across, we see a Summer Festival Adventure, which is supposedly a brand new ranking mission. So we can actually go ahead to the ranking section. I actually haven't seen this yet. I'm not too sure what this is all about, but there is a new ranking. So let's go ahead and have a look and see what rewards are available to us. So there's 4 different islands for the summer ranking event, and each of them are a little bit different. I don't know exactly what the islands do, but I suppose we'll get, when the islands come out, and if they are challenging, I'll probably make a video about them. But here, let's go ahead and check out the ranking. So it says, in Summer Festival Adventures Fireworks, aim for the highest score in damage dealt in a single turn. So if you have to deal 7.5 million damage, and you get 10 of each cotton candy. Okay, that's not really that great. No gems, no specific unit like the Wanda from the previous ranking that we had, no forbidden tomes, pretty weird. And then more cotton candy and more cotton candy. Okay, that's kind of lame. Okay, so you don't have to worry about clearing this ranking too much. You know, the rewards are not super duper amazing. So, you know, that's not really a big problem. But there actually is some more stuff as well. So we've got the summer ranking, as we said. There's 4 different islands, and I'll probably make a video about that when they come out. But then we have a global first Neo Island. And this is actually going to be arriving on the Korean version of Treasure Cruise as well. Neo Virgo is going to be coming to global. He is a strength unit. The previous Virgo was a dex character, and this one is strength. And let's go ahead and tap on him and have a look at what his special does. So his special will go ahead and reduce all enemies' damage reduction duration by 4 turns, which is fantastic. Deals 100 times his attack and strength damage to 1 enemy. That's okay. And then will boost striker character's attack by 1.75 times for a turn. That's pretty solid. Pretty solid for a Neo unit. It's kind of weird that they're giving us these global first Neo characters, because they're not like overly amazing. Like, they're not characters you're going to be using dedicated on those teams. But, I mean, it's nice to have them available. I just don't know why they're bringing them out to global first. Because if we actually go ahead over to the Striker quests, I believe he's in the Striker quest, the original Virgo, we can actually break down what he did. because he was a little bit different. 50 times his attack and dex damage to a single enemy. So the Neo version does double the amount of damage, and obviously it's strength damage, and then greatly boosts the striker character's slot effects and halves damage taken for 1 turn. Okay, so the difference here is that this guy was an orb booster by 1.75. The new one is an attack booster by 1.75, and instead of halving damage taken for a turn, here is 4 turns of percent damage reduction. I think that's a pretty good trade-off. The Neo version is just hands down a better unit. I think that attack boosters are way more valuable than orb boosters. Orb boosters are a dime a dozen. There's plenty of them around. But the fact that he's attack booster now, that's pretty good. And for a free-to-play option, and he's likely going to be boosted in the next treasure map as well, it's a really, really nice option to have. And then we move on even further, and there's more summer islands available here. We are getting 2 new summer characters arriving on One Piece Treasure Cruise Global. One is a brand new Reiju, and the other is a Conus character. So let's check out Conus first. Conus, her special ability will remove poison, reduces recovery down by 10 turns, and boost the crew's recovery by 1.5 times, and for 1 turn reduce special charge time by 1 turn for top row characters. This would be a character that would actually fit kind of well with Legend NL team because of the recovery boost, reduces recovery down, which really hurts NL as well. There aren't too many pieces of content that really give you recovery down that's really detrimental to your team, so it's a very, very niche character. You're like rarely ever going to use this character, but at least the artwork is kind of nice. And then we have Reiju. Now there's actually an error with Reiju right now because you can see down the bottom there the text isn't aligned correctly, but the artwork for Reiju looks so goddamn good. But she's actually a very useful unit to have. I've been waiting for this character for a while because she's just like really good to have. Her special ability, multi-stage special, as you can see, the last stage delays all enemies by 2 turns, removes attack reducing slot effects for 3 turns. So what this means is if you get a block orb or you get a negative orb and you have this special active, it'll be counted as a neutral orb instead. It's very similar to Rare Recruit Lafitte. He has that special ability as well. It's not a very common effect. It's just better to either treat orbs as beneficial or to just shuffle the orbs away. But you know, here's an option to instead just make them neutral instead of negative. But then she also reduces the crew's special bind, paralysis, bind, and despair by 2 turns. And with her sailor ability, reduces special bind on herself by 2 turns. Like a very useful free-to-play character to have, and is going to be able to be used in a lot of content for very good utility. Very, very nice character to have. And obviously that's just her unevolved version. She does fully evolve as well. It looks like Conus doesn't evolve though, which is kind of odd. And then you can see here, these are the large of the shaved ice items, which will, as it said, give you 3 million EXP, of course. So you can stock those up and use them on your characters. But that's about it. That's all of the information we have right now in terms of new events coming out. So it's really cool. We're getting summertime events. We've got 6+ Shirahoshi, summertime Sugo Fest, new Pudding, new Reiju, new Conus, new Neo version. There's lots of stuff to look forward to, which is really exciting. So that's the rundown of everything. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video today. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you go ahead and hit the like button down below. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But other than that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.